Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted in Town Hall and on the town website and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was particularly described by me in this public announcement. Thank you. I just want to welcome the public and say Happy New Year. It's 2024, unbelievably. It seems everyone I talk to says that 2023 went by in a blink of an eye. And when you consider the eternity that was 2020, it's shocking how time changes. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm so glad so many people turned up. I'm particularly pleased to see Councilwoman Foster back with us tonight. She's been terribly, terribly missed. Thank you. And then, of course, we are formally introducing some new council people tonight. We are very pleased that Councilman Iannacone is back with us, representing Ward 1. And then our new folks, Councilwoman Tina Lindsay from Ward 2, Councilman Steve Polipchuk, representing Ward 3, and of course Chris Russo, Councilman Russo, who's representing Ward 4. So let's give them a warm welcome. Very happy to have all three of you here, and looking forward to a really, really great year with this council. With that, I would ask for a moment of silence, please. And if you could all please rise for a salute to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. As usual, before we get started, please be aware that public comment during the public hearing portion of this meeting will be held both in person and through the Zoom app. At the appropriate time, members of the public wishing to speak should indicate so by raising his or her hand in chambers or in the app. To comment via Zoom, click on the raise your hand icon at the bottom left side of your screen. You may also raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone. When it is your turn, I will send a signal through the app and ask that you unmute yourself so that you may be heard. To unmute yourself on the phone, press *6. All right, so we're going to kick it off with some oaths of office. Okay, Councilman Iannacone, if you could please step up. Your wife will be holding?
Yep.
Okay. You are, if you want to get a little bit closer. Okay, place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Robert Iannacone,
Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
And to the governments.
And to the governments.
Established in the United States.
Established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
And that I will faithfully.
And that I will faithfully.
Impartially.
And partially.
And justly.
And justly.
Perform all the duties.
Perform all the duties.
Of the office of Council Member, First Ward.
Of the office of Council Member, First Ward.
In the town of Morristown.
In the town of Morristown.
To the best of my ability.
In the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Councilwoman?
Oh, you're up, Tina.
Just let the people get pictures.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, here you go. Councilwoman, you want to come stand right here? And if you want to swing around a little bit. Okay, if you please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Repeat after me.
Yes.
I
I
state your name.
Tina Lindsay,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith,
and allegiance to the same
allegiance to the same,
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United
and in
States
this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
perform
perform all the duties
duties
of the office of Council Member, Second Ward,
of the office of Councilman Women's Second Ward
in the town of Morristown,
in the town of
to the
Morristown,
best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Whoop, whoop, Tina.
Yes.
Who's gonna hold?
It's a family.
That's very
Hold up so I can put yours on the floor.
Raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Stephen Polipchuk,
Do affirm
do affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
of the office of Council Member, Third Ward
of the office of Council Member of Third Ward
in the town of Morristown
in the town of Morristown
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
You're cool. Oh, no. That's why I figured that's fine.
It's my mom, Linda. It's my brother, Michael. It's Margot.
Nice to meet you both. Margo, okay.
No, I'll tell you.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. After me. I state your name.
I, Christopher Russo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that
swear
I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Council Member, Fourth Ward
of the office of Council Member, Fourth Ward
in the town of Morristown
in the town of
to the
Morristown
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, I would ask for a nomination for the 2024 Council President.
I'd like to nominate Nathan Umbriak.
Second.
I'm so sorry, one moment. I lost my, there we go. I'm sorry, who made that?
Me.
Chris.
Oh, okay. Where are you? Are there any other nominations? I will close the nomination. On the election of Councilman Nathan Umbriak as President of the Town Council in the year 2024, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Councilman Umbriak.
Abstain.
You can vote for yourself.
Sure.
Glad to hear it. Okay. Council President Umbriak, you are now the president for 2024.
Grammy, you too. Bring your mother.
Who's holding? Of course, of course. Okay, if you could do just that.
Thank you.
Okay, I state your name.
I, Nathan Umbriak,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of President of the Town Council
of the office of the President of Town Council
for the year 2024
for the year
in the
2024
town of Morristown
in the town of
to the
Morristown
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Council
Thank you.
President.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Next up, I'll open the floor for nomination for Council Vice President for the year 2024.
I'd like to nominate Pastor David Silva.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any other nominations at this time? I will close the nominations. On the election of Councilman Silva as a Vice President of the Town Council for the year 2024, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Council President Umbriak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Yes. My wife will bring it.
Left hand on the Bible, please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, David Silva,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United
and
States
in this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Vice President
of the office of Vice
of the
President
Town Council for the year 2024
of the Town Council for the year 2024
in the town of Morristown
in the beautiful town of Morristown
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. With that, I will take an official roll call for tonight's meeting. Councilwoman Foster.
Here.
Councilman Iannacone.
Here.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Here.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Here.
Councilman Russo.
Here.
Councilman Silva.
Present.
Council President Umbriak.
Here.
Okay. With that, turn it over to the mayor for his address.
Okay. Clerk,
Yes, sir.
you want me to do my proclamations and the awards to the council president here, or you want me to do the address first?
I put that on the regular agenda.
Your proclamations are the next portion.
Okay.
Yeah.
taking my water with me.
Yeah, you're behind.
It used to be a small bottle.
You better catch up.
Is it going to be that long of an address?
It's going to be a long address, so
Got to stay hydrated.
gotta stay hydrated. I asked the clerk, would now be the appropriate time to do the proclamation of flag and I know. So they said, no, it's gonna be at the regular agenda. How's everybody doing? All right. Happy New Year. Hello, Kevin. Guess I'll wait till he gets done clicking. Hello, Tawana. So let me just start with wishing everybody a happy New Year and a healthy and prosperous one, and not too many ups and not too many downs, and hopefully everybody just stays, that nice balance and a happy 2024. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and cherished friends, as we gather here today to bid farewell to 2023 and embrace the dawn of a brand new year, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of optimism and hope. It's like a blank canvas, waiting to be filled with colors of dreams and aspirations. I am excited to see what the next 365 days will bring, and I am hopeful that they will be filled with joy, success, and prosperity. The start of a new year is not merely the ticking of a clock, but a profound symbol of renewal and an opportunity for each one of us to reflect on the lessons learned and the challenges to overcome, and of course, and the growth achieved. Morristown has weathered some challenges, especially over the last 4 years, as the effects of global pandemic trickled through every aspect of our government. Despite it all, we have thrived. Why? Because we are a community of vibrancy and character unlike any other. Historically, Morristown has found itself at the crossroads of some of the most important moments in history, time and time again. That's because our town, our community, and our people are truly extraordinary. The success of our town is evident in the continued pace of investment from the development community that has brought new commercial and residential projects into our town. We recently welcomed Valley Bank to Speedwell Avenue and broke ground on M Station West. To join the success of M Station East building, we also saw the opening of Max on Morris, a redevelopment project that was years in the making. These projects have reinforced our economic stability, elevated property values, and brought much needed revenue to our coffers. But they are also transformed vacant, blighted properties into new centers of activity, renovating neighborhoods, rejuvenating neighborhoods for decades to come. I look forward to the initiation of another project in our pipeline that will kick off this year, like the Beju project at the train station. Again, this is all happening during a time when projects throughout the state and our country are being mothballed. Why do investors continue to have confidence in Morristown? You guessed it, because our community is extraordinary. While there is so much investment elsewhere in town, it is disappointing that a few property owners allow their prime real estate to continue to languish. I, too, see the vacant storefronts that have sat for years and years with no meaningful movement. Their inaction negatively impacts our downtown and our entire community. We cannot wait any longer. John F. Kennedy once said, there are risks and there are costs to action, but there are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. It's time to act. On behalf of our town, we shall use all possible means to ensure a robust and thriving community for everyone. Beyond downtown, the new management company who purchased the former public housing has performed abysmally and must be held accountable. I am disappointed that they have not lived up to the promises made when this process began. And while some are wins here, our refurbished spaces now enjoyed by our seniors, the ongoing issues experienced, particularly by the residents of Manningham Village, cannot be ignored. A lot of commitments were made that simply have not been honored. I am committed to work with our housing authorities to continue to hold their feet to the fire until the quality of housing and services meet the standards that our residents deserve, and I will not rest until they are held accountable. As we move forward into a new year, let us keep the lessons we have learned in mind and use them to shape a better, more equitable, and sustainable future for ourselves and for everyone around us. Let us remain optimistic, but not blindly so. Let us be mindful of the challenges that lie ahead while never losing the sight of opportunities that await us. Here is a taste of what I plan to focus on in the upcoming year. Last year, we commenced the first town-wide reevaluation process since 2004. This important process ensures that all property owners, especially our successful commercially property owners, pay their fair share. As the process comes to a close, I am grateful for our team for their hard work and dedication to ensuring the smooth and efficient completion of this challenging task. Over the last few years, we have spent a lot of time and resources addressing flooding and drainage issues around the town. Though not the sexiest investment, this will continue to be a critical task as storms become more frequent and severe. Engineering has been working methodically to install drainage improvements in several neighborhoods in town that will continue into this year and to the indefinite future. We've already seen the positive impact on residents in places like Ledgerwood Park neighborhood, which used to see regular ponding but now has improved drainage controls. We hope to impact a number of neighborhoods over the next few years and will leverage our outside resources whenever possible to assist this effort. These projects dovetail well within the flooding mitigation task force work initiated last year. This large-scale project joins us with many of our neighboring towns to find a collective solution to the increasing flooding events happening near our waterways. Though you cannot solve generations of challenges overnight, we are encouraged by the dedication of resources provided by our federal partners in this effort and look forward to working with the task force to find meaningful solutions that will benefit our residents. Last year, we hired a number of police officers as a result of retirements and took the opportunity to bring in the most diverse recruiting class we have ever had. I am proud of our police force and that it better reflects the diversity of our community. And I'd like to thank the Chief of Police, Darnell Richardson, who's in the back, for his leadership. I am also proud that our police force has renewed its accreditation. This is a testament to their dedication and commitment to upholding the highest standard in modern policing. I'm also pleased to share a preview of an announcement. Over the next few weeks, we'll be announcing a program that dedicates resources to our police bureau that focuses on responding to the homeless and the mentally ill. This initiative, which dovetails with the Attorney General's Arrive Together pilot program, seeks to directly address the needs of our most vulnerable population. Meeting them, we will be able to provide appropriate interventions before more serious public safety services are needed. Congratulations to our police force for their forward thinking and for reflecting the excellence that is expected in modern policing. This year, we will continue to focus on fundamentals of government services. In addition to drainage and infrastructure improvements and commitment to public safety, we'll be improving our website, investing in better technology in our council chambers, and some chairs that you guys will try out later, and reinforcing customer service standards for our employees. We want to make accessing services from the town as easy as possible and a pleasant experience. I am proud of all our workforce. I could not do what I do every day without the dedicated workers that support our residents every day. I thank them all for what they do every single day. I am also grateful for the residents who make community so special. Your collective dedication to making this a wonderful place is truly inspiring. From volunteering your time and talents to supporting local businesses, you all play a vital role in making our town the vibrant and welcoming place that it is. I am honored to be part of this community and live and work alongside such dedicated, passionate individuals. Thank you for all you do to make our town a great place to call home. Morristown is a remarkable and a unique place, and I am humbled to continue serving as your mayor. I am dedicated to work tirelessly to ensure that our community continues to thrive as a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you for entrusting me with this responsibility. I will continue to lead with dedication and commitment. As John Donne said, a man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. As we begin a new year, let's work together to create a better future filled with kindness, understanding, and shared accomplishments. Building this future won't happen on its own. It requires us to take action. We can start by working towards a common goal and take collective action. Let us make this year a year of new beginnings, where we write a chapter in the story of our town that future generations will look back on with pride and wonder. The possibilities this year holds are endless. Let it fill us with hope, purpose, and joy. And I wish you all a wonderful, happy, healthy New Year, and God bless you all, and God bless the town of Morristown. Yeah, someone had, I'm not going to out him, he's in the audience, somebody texted me and they go, "Oh, you ready with your speech tonight?" I said, really, the long speech is at the budget session. But when you really take the time to take a step back and to see how blessed we all really are to live in such a wonderful community, and to just be part of Morristown, it really is something special. And for me to be here for as long as I've been here, I find it's just sometimes I have to pinch myself and be really, is this really the world I live in, and know how blessed I am, and have a wife that stands by my side, and all you. So thank you all. I don't have any appointments.
All right. Okay, we're moving on to council appointments. I will open the floor for nominations for a resident commissioner to the Morristown Housing Authority for an unexpired term ending September 4th, 2026.
I'd like to nominate Greg Washington.
Second.
Any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Mr. Washington to the unexpired resident commissioner term of the Morristown Housing Authority ending September 4th, 2026, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Council President Umbriak.
Yes.
Okay. I would ask for nominations to the Parking Authority for a commissioner to a 5-year term ending 12/31/2028.
I would like to nominate Michael
The
Rogers.
appointment of Anthony Lucia.
I'm sorry, I had two people at one
I'm
time.
sorry. I'd like to nominate for the reappointment of Anthony Lucia.
Council?
I'd like to nominate Michael Rogers.
Okay. Okay. Going alphabetically, oh, I'm sorry, are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. Going alphabetically, on the reappointment of Mr. Lucia to a 5-year term of the Morristown Parking Authority, Councilwoman Foster.
No.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
No.
Councilman Polipchuk.
No.
Councilman Russo.
No.
Councilman Silva.
No.
Council President Umbriak.
No.
Okay, on the appointment of Mr. Rogers to a 5-year term as Morristown Parking Authority Commissioner, term ending 12/31/28. Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbriak.
Yes.
Mr. Rogers is hereby appointed to a 5-year term, Commissioner of the Morristown Parking Authority, ending 12/31/28. I would ask for nominations for the position of Class A tenant to the Rent Leveling Board to a 4-year term, ending 12/31/2027.
I'd like to nominate Sonia Morcillo, reappointment.
Any others? I will close the nominations. On the reappointment of Ms. Marcilio, Class A member of the Rent Leveling Board for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2027, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva. And
Yes.
Council President Umbriak.
Yes.
Ms. Marsilio is hereby reappointed. I would ask for nominations for a alternate 1 Class A tenant for the rent leveling board to an unexpired term ending 12/31/25.
Nominate Casey Roth.
Are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Mr. Routh to the Rent Leveling Board as an alternate 1, unexpired term ending 12/31/2025, Councilman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Mr. Routh is hereby appointed at Class A alternate 1 to the Rent Leveling Board. I would ask for nominations, to the appointment to the Zoning Board of Adjustment for a 4-year term ending 12/31/27.
Nominate James Bednarz.
Any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Mr. Bednarz, reappointment of Mr. Bednarz to a 4-year term, the ZBA ending 12/31/2027, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Mr. Bednarz is hereby reappointed. I would ask for nominations for appointment to the Zoning Board of Adjustment for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2027.
Nominate Rachel Blacker.
Are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Ms. Blacker to a 4-year term with the Zoning Board of Adjustment, term ending 12/31/2027, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva. And
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Ms. Blacker is hereby appointed. I'm opening a nomination for appointment to the Zoning Board of Adjustment to an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2026.
Nominate Kristen Boltadonis.
Are there any other nominations? I'll close the nominations. For the appointment of Ms. Baltadonis to the Zoning Board of Adjustment for an unexpired term ending 12/31/2026, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Ms. Baltadonis is hereby appointed. Okay, I would ask for a nomination to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, alternate 1, to an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2024.
Nominate Stuart Foreman.
Are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Mr. Foreman as alternate 1 to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Mr. Foreman is hereby appointed. Finally, I'll open the floor for a nomination for the Zoning Board of Adjustment, alternate 2, for a 2-year term ending December 31st, 2025.
I'd like to nominate Nancy Holterman.
Okay, are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Ms. Helterman to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, alternate 2, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Can't hear me.
Ms. Helterman is hereby appointed. Council President, would you like to make your liaison appointments at this time?
I sure will. For Parking Authority, Councilman David Silva. For Housing Authority, Councilwoman Tina Lindsay. For Morristown Partnership, Councilman Steve Polypchuk. And for Planning Board, Councilman Chris Russo.
Ms. Russo. You do need to make an appointment to the CDRS Advisory Board.
If you, Council President, if you're not ready this evening, though, you can defer that.
I'll defer.
Okay, and are we doing an appointment to the Environmental Commission this year?
Not at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. All right, moving on to regular business. There are no ordinances for introduction. We have 4 resolutions for adoption this evening. Unless members of council would like to pull one for separate consideration, I would ask for the adoption of resolution numbers 1 through 4, 2024.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolutions 1 through 4 in Moss.
Second.
Okay. On the adoption of resolution numbers 1 through 4, 2024, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannicone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Umbriak?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolutions are adopted. At this time, are there any members of the public who wish to address council? Mr. Byrne?
Good evening. My name is Bill Byrne, and I live at 100 Franklin Street, Morristown. And I just want to congratulate. Is this on? Is this thing on? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Billy.
Okay. I just want to congratulate everybody, all the new selected members. I'd like to congratulate Bob, who made it on the council again. And I'd like to congratulate everybody, all those that are newly elected. And I hope that we can work on the common good of things to make Morristown a safe community and to work on especially the safety on motorists and stuff like that. A lot of safety issues we got to work on that we got to work on as a town, as a community, as a council. So I hope we can work together with everybody to help promote pedestrian safety. It's vitally important. Seems it goes under deaf ears these days, so let's all try to work together on this stuff to make sure that our residents are safe and also that the visitors, this town revives on, visitors coming to Morristown. And if Morristown is not a safe community, then what's going to happen? We're going to lose tourism. So let's think about that. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Yes.
My name is Linda Stamato. I live on Franklin Place here in Morristown. I had not intended to say anything tonight, so I don't have any prepared remarks. But as I was listening to you and watching people be sworn in with their wonderful families around them, I was thinking of an article that had appeared in the New York Times about a week ago. It was written by a woman who had started to attend council meetings in her town, and all the things that she learned and how important it is to have citizen involvement. And I was thinking, yes, that's right. And as you were making all your appointments, I realized how many people in this town volunteer their time to do the important work, whether it's at the Housing Authority, which needs attention, as the mayor mentioned, and the Parking Authority, on which I serve, which needs qualified continuous service by the people who have given many, many years of their life. So I think at the time that we feel very good about Morristown, as we should, and the mayor articulated beautifully, I think we also need to know not only to thank you who serve here, but all those in all those positions that you filled tonight. So thanks very much. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, we have a couple of people. Mr. McGregor, if you could please unmute yourself, state your name and address. Mr. McGregor, can you hear me?
Barely hear him.
Something's out there.
Something's wrong. No, we can't hear.
We keep moving.
Keep moving.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. McGregor, we can't hear you at this time. Ms. Flank, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself, state your name and address for the record. Ms. Flank, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Before me, I don't know about your guys' end, but I can hear him on my end. But I hear him right now. I don't know why you can hear me and not him.
This is Liam McGregor.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. McGregor, if you'd like to go first.
Still here?
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Liam McGregor. I live in Morristown here. I'm representing the Piper Board Youth Foundation. And I just wanted to bring to concern a trend that I've been noticing, and that is that there's some things going on that's being taught in the schools that I feel very dissatisfied with. And this is the subject of pornography and hookup culture. And these things are very bad for kids. And it seems that they have access to these things on their phones, which is bad enough, and parents can have parental controls that can block that on the phones. But for these things to be openly available to them in the public school system, and for them to be taught how to do certain things that I won't mention here, is utterly wicked to me. And I just wanted to raise the fact that all of these companies seem to be owned by the same people that are pushing these perversions. And if you look at the hedge fund industries that own all of the major corporate conglomerates, they seem to be owned by the same people as well. Out of the top 20 of the richest hedge fund managers, 11 of them are owned by these people. Out of the top 10 American hedge fund firms, 6 of them were founded and are run by these people. And they also have brought in a lot of people, undesirables, that are not speaking English. They come from the third world. They have very, very low IQs. They're very prone to violence. And I feel threatened by having to be around these people because they're brought in by one or more of these 30 different NGOs that are also owned by the same people. These same people are teaching Marxism to our kids. And, you know, we fought a lot of wars in this country. My family's been here since before the American Revolution. And we fought a lot of wars to stop these types of things against this Marxist narrative. And you can also find that when you look into it, the slave trade was run by these people as well. And a lot of African Americans have written books on this, such as Io Kamathi, Dr. Tony Martin, and Louis Farrakhan. So if you say that all these things and more that you can find at gtvflyers.com, even abortion, the ADL, and pedophilia, and promotion of killing white people is all run by Jews, I think that we should...
Can I cut
Yeah, cut them off.
We don't want them here. No, you cannot cut me off.
I can mute them.
Speech. I have the right... My ancestors lost the right that I can speak in the
Madam Clerk, you can cut his mic.
I just did.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Flank, are you still there, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi. If you could please state your name and address, and feel free to speak to the council.
Wonderful. Hi, my name is Anne Flank. I live at 30 Walker Avenue in Morristown. Today I actually want to talk about the schools. Back in 2018, there was a bill that was attempted to be passed for the state of all of New Jersey, and it was requiring that the HPV vaccine be given to students from 6th grade until 12th. Personally, I was against it, and I was really happy in 2020 when the bill died. It didn't go through. But my children recently, they just got into 6th grade, and as the vaccine is not required, it recently was, my children got pamphlets at school stating that they should get this vaccine, which I find to be kind of disgusting considering, I mean, HPV, you're not getting it from sharing drinks or being in the same vicinity as someone. The only way you get this is by having sexual contact with another person. And I'm wondering why these groups of people are sexualizing my 11-year-old kids. Why is what they're doing enough concern, first off, of the school system, but furthermore, why are they concerned about the sexual aspect? I mean, personally, I'd like my children to play with their Easy Bake Ovens and Barbies. I'm not understanding why a school finds it appropriate to maybe not mandate at this moment, even though they did try, to even remotely push a sexual vaccine. And especially now, because there's been studies that have shown that this in particular vaccine affects people's hormones long term. Not only are you looking at my children as sexual stance and stating that they need to have this shot put in them so they don't, hit or spread something that they wouldn't if they were not sexually active. But at the same time, I find it disgusting that it's being passed them in school. They should be learning their fractions. Why are we concerned about my children in a sexual stance? Why is this being passed out to them? I don't understand how that's even remotely appropriate. I mean, when they do sexual education, they have to give a permission slip to bring it home to me for me to sign it and say that I'm okay with that. But for some reason, it's okay to say, hey guys, in case you want to have sex, please put this shot in your arm. It will make it safer. That's disgusting. They're limited. And it's being passed to every one of these students in every one of these schools. Why are we sexualizing children? And the more I look into it, the more I find that the same group of people are pushing it. The people who are saying that we need this one vaccine, oddly enough, they're mostly Jewish.
All right, let's kill this one too. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry, does it make you uncomfortable when I say Jewish? Because
I can't.
very...
Okay. Mr. Beckman, are you there? If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, Carl Beckman. My address is 27 Cobb Place here in Morristown.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I wanted to read some facts for you guys. These are it's like steps of the plan. I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to get to kind of explaining why I think we need to pass a resolution or statement or something here in the city. So number one, place our agents and helpers everywhere. Number two, take control of the media and use it in propaganda for our plans. Number three, start fights between different races, classes, and religions. Number four, bribery, threats, and blackmail to get away. Hello, sorry?
I'm sorry, continue, Mr. Beckman.
Yeah, okay, thank you. What was it? Okay, 5, use Freemason to attract potential public officials like you guys. Number 6, appeal to successful people's egos. Number 7, appoint puppet leaders who can be controlled by blackmail. You know what? Why am I reading this when I can just say that it's the Jews and it always has been?
All right, turn me off.
Yes, stop using me.
Matt,
I'm trying.
Council President, I think there's been some sort of coordinated effort.
Yeah, obviously,
to derail this meeting
so
with hate speech.
Yes.
There's one more speaker.
All right.
With her hand.
I think we should give him a very short leash.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Ms. Richstein, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, hello?
Hi, if you could please state your name and address.
Yeah, I'm Penny Richstein, 25 Sherman Place.
I'm sorry, what was the street name?
Sherman.
Sherman, thank you. You may continue.
23rd Place.
Ms. Richstein?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please continue.
I'm sorry, my connection is a little bit shoddy, so. So I wanted to say, I'm becoming increasingly concerned about the direction that many places, many cities, towns, states have been heading in. There isn't a date.
Hello?
Goes by, the Constitution isn't under attack or kind of overreach. Am I coming through okay?
Yes, continue, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, little by little, our rights are being eroded away by bureaucratic overreach. In Florida, HB 269 was passed earlier last year, and things like that are being enacted to whittle away at First Amendment, and it's all done under the guise of it really is just reflecting an increasing political paranoia of dissension among Americans.
Oops.
Madam Clerk, I think we lost our connection. You can move on to the next speaker.
Okay, that's
you.
it. I will now close the public hearing. With that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
All in favor? Aye. Okay. And if you're ready, we can go right into the regular meeting.
Okay.
All right. I, Margot G. Kay, the clerk of, I'm sorry. I, Margot G. Kay, the town clerk of the town of Morristown, do hereby state that it is 7:56 p.m. on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, and that this regular meeting is being held via webinar and in person. Both adequate and electronic notice of this meeting were provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted in Town Hall and on the town website and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. I'll take another roll call. Councilwoman Foster. Here. Councilman Iannacone.
Here.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Here.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Here.
Councilman Russo. Here. Councilman Silva.
Present.
Council President Umbriac.
Here.
Okay, again, please be aware that public comment during the public hearing portions of this meeting will be held both in person and through the Zoom app. At the appropriate time, members of the public wishing to speak should indicate so by raising his or her hand in chambers or in the app. To comment via Zoom, click on the raise your hand icon at the bottom left side of your screen. You may also raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone. When it is your turn, I'll send a signal through the app and ask that you unmute yourself so that you may be heard. To unmute yourself on the phone, press *6. There is one item on the consent agenda, and it is the approval of the December 12th, 2023 meeting minutes. While only 3 members were present at that meeting, I am asking you to kindly adopt these minutes, much like we did when we had to adopt the older minutes from my predecessor. You would be adopting these minutes based on your faith in me that I have reflected the December 12th minute appropriately. So with that, I would ask for a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Councilwoman Foster.
I'm going to abstain.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbriac.
Yes.
Motion's carried. Thank you very much. There's one, oh, I'm sorry. Again, we will open the floor for public hearing. Please be reminded you have to state your name and address and make your comments in 5 minutes or less. Any derogatory comments targeting members of council and administration may be ruled out of order. Would you like to come up again?
Good evening. My name is Bill Byrne. I live at 100 Franklin Street. And I'm going to complain about pedestrian safety. It is really running rampant. And, okay, so you know, you can't just inch out, not going, well, you don't go in the middle of a crosswalk. You look both ways, okay? You just can't inch out like that. You can't do it on a thoroughbred like this. Maybe on a back road you can, but you can't go out in the main thoroughbred out here, inch out halfway, let people know you're going to cross. Round on a thoroughbred here, if you get an 18-wheeler truck coming around the corner, okay, you're like a little guy. So these 18-wheelers are not going to see you if you're coming out like halfway, but, you know, not crossing, but, you know, to get the attention of the motorists, okay? That is not going to work on a main thoroughbred, maybe on a back road. But we got to do something about this pedestrian safety. I am sick and tired of just having politics as usual, okay? There's like a lot of people that jaywalk. And one time when I was going to work, and I used to take the taxi to work, there would be a policeman right up around the green where those islands are. And people were jaywalking, and the police were standing right there. And they didn't do nothing. They were standing, like, right there. Not just recently, but this was like a couple of years ago when I used to take the taxi, to work, and I would see this. So, we can't have politics as usual anymore. Those days are done. We also got to do something about the electric scooters, electric bikes, okay? I think it was just poorly done when everybody decided to have these e-bikes and so forth. And I felt like that there was nothing planned, okay? When you bring these e-bikes in, these electric scooters in, okay? How were you gonna come up with a game plan to make it safe so everybody can walk on a sidewalk that have to? Because, we walk into Morristown a lot. I love Morristown. Don't get me wrong. I love Morristown. But it just seems like when it comes to pedestrian safety, when it comes to the biking issue, it's politics as usual. And, we have really good law enforcement. And I congratulate the police. I thank them very much for them doing such a good job. But where I really feel like that, I have to give Morristown an F on pedestrian safety. I have to give them an F on, we have a bicycle ordinance in place, but it doesn't get enforced. So, to save it in a nutshell, don't want to take up anybody's time. Thanks for hearing me. But this is something, if you want to start the new year off right, then this is something we all got to work on. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Anybody on the line? No? All right, I'll close public comment. Council response to any of the public comments?
First, Mr. Burns, thank you for congratulations. I really do appreciate it. I know you're a fixture in the community, and it means a lot to hear from you. I agree with you on pedestrian safety, and even though this is my first meeting, and I've been in town for a while, and as you saw earlier, I have a young family, and we walk into town all the time, and I look forward to working with my fellow council members and the administration to start addressing some of these issues.
I'd actually like to second Councilman Pilipchuk as well. Bill, you're a tremendous asset to this town. We're all thankful to have you here, and again, thank you for the congratulations as well, Bill. Thank you.
Any comments? No? I'll just make a comment quick that hate speech will not be tolerated in council chambers. So, I think it was terrible what just transpired. It's embarrassing. But it's not welcome here and won't be tolerated.
I just want to add that the phrase freedom of speech is used to bring these things, but we have to remember that freedom demands responsibility.
Thank you. All right, move on to report of mayor and town officials.
Okay. Before I bring up Councilwoman Cotton, let me run this real quick. Wednesday, December 23rd, we had, the 13th, we had our senior holiday party, which was very well attended. Our Christmas party, it was one of the largest turnouts we had in quite a while, and it was really great. Everybody had a really good time, so I want to thank all our seniors that come out to that luncheon and all the volunteers that help put that together and man the stations and the seniors really look forward to our Christmas party. Congratulations on first night in Morristown. First night Morris County, they did a great job. That obviously was New Year's Eve. Monday, January 8th, there's a grand opening ribbon cutting of Genesis Orthopedic and Spine. For those who want to go, it's on Lindsay Drive, which I believe is in the township. Yes. But we're being invited to go, so if anybody wants to attend. Monday, the 15th, Town Hall will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Day. 10 a.m., Martin Luther King Observance Committee hosting the 54th Annual King Day celebration in honor of Martin Luther King Day at Calvary Baptist Church. Visit MLKobservancecommittee.com for more information. This will all be on our website, townofmorristown.org, so you can get your information there. It's a very moving day. On Wednesday the 17th, for seniors who want to come in with Q&A, we do this every few months. We do a Q&A with our seniors on the third floor. It's at 11:30 on January 17th for seniors. So, those who aren't seniors, you can still come, but it's, really seniors. As I say, I'm sorry I had to excuse myself for a second when Billy was speaking. But I know how he's an advocate for public safety and walking and curb cuts and things of that nature. I watched the woman today walk in the middle of South Street with a bag on her back, and just was livid that traffic didn't stop for her in the middle of South Street. And although we all have a responsibility, and I've stated this, and new council members will hear it constantly. People are occupied driving cars. They're on phones. They're under stress. They're dealing with a family member has COVID. Their kids are sick. There's a lot of stress right now. Political world is stressful. We're coming up on a presidential election, which is going to be stressful. And we have a responsibility to pay attention because I walk as much as I can at the crosswalks. And I know what Billy's talking about. You can step into that lane and cars just, they don't either see you or they don't care. I tell this story often. I was in the middle of the crosswalk on Maple and Dehart, and I was standing in the middle, and I saw this car coming, and I knew he wasn't stopping. And I say he because it was a he. And I yelled, and he jammed on his brakes, got out of his car, and told me to shut the F up, or he'll kick my you-know-what. And I just stood there, and I was, like, amazed. Like, what? You're about to run me over. And, so we have a responsibility, and that's one of the educational parts, and the police have done a good job, and we'll continue to work with grants on getting educational on sidewalk safety and crosswalk safety, and the hope the public hears this, and, we get this out there that, hey, drivers, you have a responsibility to the safety of our community. People go through our community to get to the outer parts of our county. They come in from all over. They don't want to drive Hanover Avenue. They don't want to drive Route 10. They don't want to drive Route 80. So they have a nice drive through Morristown. It's a beautiful town. They see the greens, live it up. It's great. But they have a responsibility when they come through the town to pay attention. We're a walkable town. There's a lot of people out walking. So hope that message gets out to the drivers, not just in Morristown, but outside of our town. But thank you, Billy, for always bringing that to our attention. We appreciate it. So let me start with Councilwoman Khan. Could you come up here, Tawana? The kind of fun part of being mayor. This is the fun part. Sad in a way, but fun. Yeah. Well, you know what? Where should she stand? So I want the council too. Kind of like, my porch buddy. All right, sir?
All right.
Good to see you. Okay. So, I remember when I was on the council and I left after one term, and I hadn't seen it. I had that one time where we had, there was some presentation, and Raylene Smith-Reed did mine, and it meant a lot to me because we worked really well together. And I can publicly say this: I've never met a more calmer person. Tawana is as calm as you can get, and level-headed, and never seemed to get too flustered. And that is really the sign of a very, very good legislator who is balanced, and I will personally miss that. I will miss that calmness, looking across and smiling and seeing your smile, as other council members who served with her will know how calm she is. So I'd like to read this into the record and then present you with your plaque. This didn't happen to me, so this is kind of cool. This is actually a proclamation, and I'm going to read it into the record, okay? Councilwoman Tawana Cotton began her term as the second ward council person on January 1, 2020. She served as council liaison to the Morristown Environmental Commission and Shade Tree Commission. Councilwoman Cotton prides herself on being a voice for the people while promoting community policing and neighborhood watch initiatives. During her term, she focused on easing second ward traffic, speeding, promoting fiscal responsibility, and enhancing public communication and involvement. Councilwoman Cotton's most noteworthy accomplishment include the passing of several ordinances, including making Kinney Street, Anderson Street, Thompson Street a one-way street, banning smoking from parks, commercial vehicle restrictions on residential streets, and an ordinance creating rules and guidelines for the honorary renaming of streets and public placement of monuments and statues within our town. She is most proud of her volunteer work with the Shade Tree Commission, Ward 2 residents, and community volunteers at the Jersey Cottage and George Granby Parks. Now, therefore, I, Timothy P. Doherty, Mayor of the Town of Morristown, hereby proclaim Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, as Tawana Cotton Day in the Town of Morristown. And everybody sees this? Okay, and what this says is, in the Town of Morristown, New Jersey, presented to Tawana Cotton in recognition of outstanding dedication and service to the Town of Morristown and your date served. So thank you on behalf of the Town of Morristown for your service for our community, and we will definitely miss you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Oh, you want to? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But you got a little thank you note too.
Yeah. So, of course, I want to thank my family, Mommy, my daughter Adriana, and my uncle Herbert Cotton. There was a few people that I didn't get to thank at my last meeting. So to the Mayor Doherty, Town Administrator Jillian Barrick, Public Safety Director Michael Corcoran, and Police Chief Darnell Richardson, I'd like to thank you all for really supporting me when I had the Zoom meetings for our residents when COVID had us on lockdown. And it meant a lot to my constituents. And so just thank you so much for showing them that you care and that we were here to hear their concerns and to address their concerns. I also want to give a special thank you to Anthony DeVizio for the beautiful design on the blacktop at Jersey Cottage Park. Thank you.
Yay. Come on, Stefan. Marguerite, how are you? How's it feel to have him home? Now, I'm going to take just a couple of minutes. You know, when he left at the last council meeting, we can banter back and forth and then go out and have a sandwich in Newark afterwards. And we've been able to do that for 12 years. We don't always agree on everything, but we always came to a compromise, which is a sign of some people that work really well together. We always found common ground that we both could live with. I'm going to publicly say my success has a lot to do with what Stefan Armington was able to accomplish in the 12 years. Now, what I want to say publicly is everybody knows he's been elected 12 years and planning board for all those years, and an asset to the community and a guidance to me. As he said at the last council meeting, I guided him. He more guided me than I guided him. But people don't realize how active he was early before he was a councilman, how he fought for things, which is how you get recognized, whether it's bike safety, whether it's issues in his ward. He used to have to come and battle a certain mayor. And I used to watch him in the audience, and let me tell you something, it's tough. It's tough to get up there, council meeting after council meeting, and fight for what you believe in and for your community. And I watched him over the 12 years really accomplish so many different things. And our success, our unified success here on council and this community has a lot to do with what Councilman Stefan Armington accomplished over 12 years. And I would be remiss if I didn't say how important it is that has a partner who stands by him as he gives the sacrifice of his time away from his family and his wife and his children to accomplish these things. That's the character of a real important person in our community, and I'm forever grateful. And I'm going to say public, don't get too comfortable. You can have him for a few months, but I'll probably come knocking on your door to sit and have coffee with you and see what I can drag him back in. So he knew it was going to come eventually. So we want to thank you. I want to thank you publicly, both of you, for what you bring to our community, and you still bring to our community. It's just because you're not sitting up on the dais doesn't mean you're not going to be as active. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. His guidance on the planning board for all these years and his guidance on the council is one of the main reasons Morristown has flourished the way it has. And as he said, I may have a stamp, you all have a stamp on what happens here in Morristown, but you have a major stamp on what happened in this community. And for that, I am eternally grateful, as the community should be, and I'd like to give him a round of applause for what he's accomplished. And I'm going to tell this one story. So no, it's good. Listen, when you're running for office for the first time for mayor, I wanted to talk to Stefan. I wanted his support. And I not because, Stefan's going to get me all these votes. No, because I saw his activism in the community before, what he was doing. And I was like, I really want to work with him and I want him to support me. But we had to have long conversations. And do you know what story I'm going to tell you in the bar?
I think so, yeah.
So we're in Newark. I worked for the Devils and he worked in Newark. And we met for lunch. He did not tell me he was supporting me yet. And at that lunch, he did. But he handed me, I don't know if you remember this, you handed me some money. You don't remember this. So this is important to me. And it's probably important to you. Now, if you know Stefan, he has a very high moral ground. He does.
Yes.
And who said yes? Yes. He does. And to know him is he tells you what he really feels. You can disagree with him. He stands his ground. We've disagreed on a number of things, but like I said, find the common ground. But I remember, we were talking and he said he was going to support me, and I was just excellent. And he went to give me some money to help me win the campaign. And I turned to him and said, I can't take the cash. I can only take a check. I can't take cash. And I don't think he meant anything by it, and he obviously didn't. But I think about it. I think about his high moral character. And if he sat there at that bar and I put that cash in my pocket, Stefan would not be standing here beside me at the success that we've had for all these years. And I'll never forget that. Never. And I don't know if he was testing me. I never asked him. I never asked him. But I watched him for 12 years. I've watched how truthful he's been. I watched how hard he works and how committed he is to this community. And you have big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
Big shoes to fill. And I look forward to working with you outside of the council chamber. So like I said, you have him for the winter. I know you like to ski and things like that. But I'll be knocking on for coffee and to talk to you about the future of what we can do together. And I look forward to that. So can I read this into the record?
Go ahead.
All right. Stefan Armington, Town of Morristown 3rd Ward Councilman, began his first term on the council January 1, 2012. He served 6 years as the council president, 6 years, and 14 years on the Morristown Planning Board. Pretty good, right? One of his most important accomplishments include his work from 2009 to 2013 to improve the town for bicyclists and pedestrians. He created the town's bicycle improvement plan, complete streets policy, as well as bicycle and pedestrian safety task force, which worked with the police and engineering departments along with the administration and mayor's office to correct pedestrian and bicycle safety issues. Whereas he was a leader in the construction and management of the Elliott Street Community Garden, he worked to raise $2,000 to convert a dilapidated block wall and grass area next to the tennis courts on Elliott Street Playground, along with the neighborhood volunteers in Grow It Green, Morristown. Stefan planned, designed, and converted the area into a 25-bed fenced-in terrace community garden. Councilman Armington was at the forefront of redevelopment work throughout the town, including key updates to the master plan and zoning codes. Project he was most involved with include Speedwell Avenue CVS, Madera 4455, the Market and Bank Building and construction, and the Max on Mars apartments. Notable initiatives include eliminating paid medical benefits for elected officials and lifetime medical benefits for elected officials with 25 years of service. Redevelopment pay-to-play laws in 2020. The time of day restriction on motorized landscaping and construction equipment, his seasonal ban on gas blower leaf blowers, and yes, sir, noise ordinance restrictions on emergency generators, the right to kayak Speedwell Lake, the purchase of the police department's only hybrid police vehicle, the right to develop bed and breakfast establishments in town, licensing of short-term Airbnb rentals, residential permit parking in the Alexander Hamilton neighborhood, and a proof of medical and recreation cannabis dispensaries. Now, I therefore, Timothy P. Doherty, Mayor of the Town of Morristown, hereby proclaim January 2, 2024 as Stefan Armington Day. In the town of Morristown, Stefan has devoted countless hours of service to the residents of our great community, and his presence on the town council will greatly be missed. So obviously we know the recognition, and the thing is, there's so much more, but you can't put in that in a proclamation or on a plaque. We've worked together so many years. The process of zoning codes and the process of master planning takes years. And it was Stefan's guidance over those years for me as mayor that got us through those many, 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 many hours and many, many meetings of the master plan. And Morristown has turned out to be a pretty darn good town. So again, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for this community. You have your name and your fingerprints all over this town. And for that, we should all be grateful. And congratulations. And here's your plaque you can put up on the wall. Yeah, absolutely.
Say a few words?
Yeah, absolutely, Stefan.
I was wondering what I should say, and I figured that at the last meeting I said probably entirely too much. So I just want to reiterate that this is a fantastic town, and this is why we live here, and we will continue to live here forever. Serving the community of Morristown has been one of my greatest pleasures. And working with all you fine people has been a wonderful experience on my part. Thank you, Jillian, for all your time and responsiveness and ability, interest in working with me. Claire, the mayor, putting up with me. I just wanted to say that I will continue to be an advocate for town and a watchdog. Yesterday, I was walking by the M Station building, and it seemed to me that after a year or two on the planning board, that the column on the corner of Spring Street and Morris was a little too close to the sidewalk, and so I went back and looked at the redevelopment plan, looked at the redevelopment agreement. It didn't quite look right, but I wasn't sure, so I reached out to James Campbell, And he reached out to Frank Vitola, the attorney and Frank Vitola was nice enough to send me the plan that showed the location of the column with the distance attached. And so, it's a great process, and I came to this meeting happy that I had, questioned it and got the answer that I wanted. It's good for everyone. I guess I'd just say that if you don't see me, it means you're doing a good job.
All right, let's move to council liaison reports, if we have any.
I believe.
I have one from the 18th. The Morristown Housing Authority did meet on Monday, the 18th, rather than meeting at the Sally Center because of the heavy rains and the flooding down in the Second Ward. The meeting did occur here at Town Hall. Despite the rain, despite the flooding, the meeting was actually very well attended by members of the public, which consisted primarily of residents from Manahan Village. At the meeting, Orback, both the property owner and renovator and property management company, their representatives were present. Keith Kennard did give his report. The the newly established Finance and Audit Committee did adopt the financial audit from fiscal year 22. There was a meeting, and the auditors themselves actually came to the meeting and actually presented the audit and reviewed the audit with the members of the Finance Committee itself. And again, these are big steps that actually have occurred. This did not occur in the past. The Morristown Housing Authority then opened the meeting to the public. Again, there were several members of the public there. The complaints, concerns, they really were truly concerns, surrounded basically the status and the quality of the renovation, the release of apartments before all the renovations were completed, issuance of COs when the COs, there was still concern of outstanding items in the renovated apartments. Also again, we heard a lot about concerns about safety and a lot of concerns about actually the ongoing maintenance of the property. In this instance, particularly the interruption of both heat and water service, sewage backing up into apartments from time to time, and also pest infestation, particularly in Manahan Village. Again, when the units are done, the mayor is absolutely right. When the units are done, people are happy. People are happy. There are some concerns about lack of storage because of renovation and using space to put washers and dryers in the units, but basically the people primarily are concerned about the renovation process itself, the quality of the product at the end. Hopefully it will be good. Hopefully it will be good. What the Commission did acknowledge was there's a need for more stricter monitoring of the units themselves. Again, the power of the Morristown Housing Authority is the ability to hold the voucher payment. They do not own the property any longer. They do not manage the property any longer, but they do facilitate the payment of the voucher. And the condition of the voucher is that the units are basically in good condition and are being properly maintained by the management company and the people doing the renovation and the owner. With reference to the flooding that had occurred that night, the good news is I think we have done already, as the mayor has reported at a prior meeting, we there's investigations going on with reference to flooding in that area, and hopefully we'll see something come out of that and some remediation work being done down the road. One thing the final point that was made by several of the commissioners was listening to the public was the lack of a bona fide working work order system where people can put in a work order, get responses on those work orders, be able to track those work orders, and also for the Housing Authority itself, which has this oversight responsibility for the quality of the operation, to basically see how many outstanding work orders are those work orders being addressed in a timely fashion. That was not addressed by Orback, though it was raised at 2 prior meetings, but Orback has still continued to fail to actually address that work order system, and hopefully that'll be addressed in the future. That's it.
Thank you. On to regular business.
Okay, we have one ordinance for introduction this evening, and that's ordinance number O-1-2024, an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the town of Morristown, Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 40.2, handicap parking on streets for private residences, to add a dedicated handicap parking space for a resident of 16 Phoenix Avenue.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-1-2024.
Second.
Any comments or questions from council? On the introduction of ordinance O-1-2024, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Ordinance O-1-2024 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on January 23rd. There are no ordinances for adoption. We do have 27 resolutions for your consideration. In order to avoid even the slightest perception of conflict, Councilman Iannacone has asked that resolution numbers 9, 10, 11, 14, and 29 be considered separately. Are there any others that council would like pulled? Those are for the conflict prosecutor, conflict public defender, and Judge Pinellas.
Councilman, would you agree to vote them as a block? Or do you want to vote them
yes,
separately?
we can
Okay, we
vote
can vote
them
as a
as
block?
a block.
Okay, great.
Okay, with that, I would ask for a motion to adopt resolution numbers R-5 2024 through R-8, R-12 and 13 2024, R-15 through R-28 2024, and R-30 and 31-2024.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
On the adoption of those resolutions, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. I would ask for a motion to adopt resolution numbers R-9 2024 through 11-2024, R-14 2024, and R-29 2024.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
On the adoption of those resolutions, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Abstain?
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Since we don't have any new business, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.